Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 3 of the Bella Grace podcast, where we are helping you transform your life,
mind, body, and soul.
Yes. So whether you are struggling to find balance using unhealthy behaviors or substances to cope, or you just want to unlock the root cause of what's holding you back from living your best life, Bella Grace Coaching can help you transform your life.
Mind, body, and soul.
Yes. I love it. Yeah. We've been practicing, in case you can't tell.
Yes.
So, anyway, I'm Teresa, and
I am Rosie.
Yes, and we are your team at Bella Grace Coaching. And today we're going to talk about, what was it? Practicing self-care and self-love.
Yes.
Yes.
Very important.
They are very important.
Very. Yes.
Yeah. I think in today's society, we get so caught up in our to-do lists and whatever's next. Yes. And we forget to take care of ourselves.
Take care of ourselves. And if we don't take care of ourselves, who will?
Yeah.
I mean, my mom is not going to come to my house and take care of me.
Yeah.
I'm too grown for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is up to you and it's up to me to take care of myself. And how do we do this? What do you do to take care of yourself, Teresa?
Oh, I'm very particular. I am very protective of my self-care and my self-love because I spent so much time not taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And putting work first and putting family first.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That I got to a point where Desea, my daughter, refers to me as Mom Dragon because I was so unhappy.
Oh.
I wasn't taking care of myself. I was eating breakfast in the car, lunch in the car, dinner in the car, coming home.
I think that sounds like a lot of us.
Yeah.
I eat breakfast in the car too sometimes. I'm guilty. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think
it's such a busy life.
It is.
Yeah.
But so now I'm super protective of my self-care and my self-love. And so what I do to answer your question is I read, I get outside because I know that being in nature is life-giving to me.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go on nature walks.
Yeah.
I'll go out for a stroll around the neighborhood. I will literally sometimes just go put my feet in the grass in the backyard.
That's called grounding.
Yes.
And I was doing that yesterday. So I like to do that here and there because I've heard there's really good benefits in that where you just put your feet on the grass or dirt and minerals and other good things are supposed to enter your body through your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So grounding.
Yeah. Grounding. And then the other one is connection.
Yeah.
For me. If I start to isolate too much or if I have too much going on and I don't see my friends, don't see my family, I can tell.
Yeah.
And I guess another one that...
You become very antisocial?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't. It's kind of a double-edged sword because I'll start to isolate and then I keep isolating because I feel bad.
Okay, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about because I think I'm like half introvert and half extrovert for the same reason too.
Yeah.
That I like to socialize, but then I also like to stay back and recharge or because if I'm going through something, I become more introvert. If I don't get out of that, I'll just...
You have to jolt yourself back into what feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because your brain always takes the path of least resistance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when you feel like crap, you don't want to do anything. And so then you stay inside in the house and you don't do anything.
Yeah. And then it's like...
It's a cycle and it just never ends. And so you almost have to put, whenever someone's heart stops and they put the shock paddles on them and it jolts them.
Yeah, snap out of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have to snap yourself out of the moments where you are doing the things. when you're not doing the things that you need to do to take care of yourself.
Yes. That's, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you do? What are your self-love things?
Okay. So I have a few things where, for my self-care, self-care for me looks like this. Like, I get my nails done. That's how I take care of myself. I go on the Bible studies because that's my me time and also time with the Lord.
Yeah.
I also go to the gym because that's self-care as well, and makes me feel good physically and, sometimes emotionally, because that's where I de-stress.
Yeah.
I take out my anger and I throw weights at everybody. Except the big people in there, the big built ones. I'm like, never mind. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that. No, but yeah, it's those things. Or I need a massage though.
Yes.
The massage is a self-care.
That's what I was going to add on to the end of that. So whenever we have been traveling for a while, or my husband's self-care language is travel. I like to travel, but I can't do a lot of it back to back to back to back to back. It's stress. Yes. Yeah. And so like we're in a season where we aren't really traveling right now because I quit my corporate job to start my own business, and it has been 2 years of having a new business. Yeah.
My goal is to travel one day. Right now, I'm not traveling because I have small children. And with small children, you have tutoring after school, you have dance practices or baseball practices or gym or other things. Yeah. It's harder, but that's a good self-care thing when you're like, you know what, right now I should go on a trip because it would make me feel better. It would distress me. It would just take my mind off of all the things in my life right now, right? That's a self-care. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is his self-care. When he starts to kind of spiral into his seasonal depression, or, he goes through, like all of us, peaks and valleys, right? And so he will sometimes just take off and go hiking, or take off and just go take a quick trip.
I like to go hiking too. Yes. That's self-care. Yeah. That's
But for me, when we've been on the road too much, it is not relaxing.
No.
Like I am a sucker for a good beach vacation. Love it. But I hate New York. So this is a funny story.
Don't say that out
2 years ago, 2021, we were supposed to go to Maui. No, it was 2020. Yeah,
tell me you ended up in New York.
We did. We did.
How, Teresa?
I know. My husband and I were on our anniversary trip in Fredericksburg. I was sober, so he was drinking, and we're at the pool and we're just hanging out. And he's like, "We should plan our summer vacation because we go on summer vacation every year." And I was like, okay, well, I have always wanted to go to the East Coast beaches. I've always wanted to go to the Carolinas. Jersey. Well, like, more like the Carolinas, Virginia, like that area of the East Coast. I've always wanted to go to the beaches.
This is not Jersey Shore.
I know. Well, so we looked, and the flights to like the Carolinas were just as much as the flights to Maui.
Oh, no.
And so we were like, why are we going to go to the East Coast when we could go to Maui? Because it was also hurricane season.
Oh, no.
So there was like a risk that we would have to cancel our flights because of weather. So we decided to just go to Maui because you don't have to worry about hurricanes as much over there. Like, they rarely happen. And so it was just a safer bet.
And for those who don't know, where is Maui?
Hawaii. Yes, Hawaii.
I didn't know that, guys. I was just trying to help you out because I know we're not. Trust me, I don't know. No.
Yeah. Not everybody knows by geography, not biography. Geography.
Yeah.
But so it's in Hawaii. It's I think the second biggest island. I think it's like Honolulu, or like where Honolulu
Where
is.
Moana was filmed, guys.
Yeah,
There you go.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Okay.
But anyway, so we've got everything set. We're going to Maui.
Yeah.
You know, it's all good to go. A week before we're supposed to fly out,
Dun, 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 dun.
my daughter and my husband both decide that they don't want to go back to Maui because we'd already been there at this point, and we were planning on going in 2022 for our friend's anniversary. And so they were like, we don't want to go to Maui 3 years in a row, like whatever. Yeah. It was just, they didn't want to go to Maui.
They wanted a different scenery.
They wanted, yes. So I had already bought all of my dresses. I had bought all of my sandals. I had bought all of my swimsuits.
Did you return them?
No, I kept them. Yeah, I kept them. And so then in a week, my husband,
upset? You were upset.
I was so mad. But in a week, it wasn't even a week. It was like Thursday before we left. My husband pivoted our entire trip from Maui to New York.
Why? Who was he going to go see in New York?
I know.
Who lives in New York? Who?
And so we had 7 days because he only takes long vacations like once a year. So it was our long vacation, 7 days in New York. If you have ever done that, you know what I am talking about. Okay. It is miserable. It is a lot of walking. New York stinks. It is loud.
No. It doesn't stink. Teresa, what are you saying? They just have big rats that look like chihuahuas. And taxis everywhere, and they have Sex and the City.
Yes. Like, and it was COVID. Like, COVID was still happening. We went in that small window where New York had lifted their restrictions, but then the day we left, they reinforced
New York makes me think of the Alicia Keys song.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to put it on.
Yes. And so we were having to still wear masks.
Oh, no.
And so the smell of New York was in my mask and in my nostrils for weeks after. And so
Okay, let me ask you a nasty question.
Yeah.
Did you pick your nose? Did you?
No.
Okay, because if you did, your boogers would not been clear.
No,
that would have been black.
Yeah. Okay. I did blow my nose, and it was black from the
because pollution is really bad in New York, just as it is in Chicago. Yeah.
It was, our masks were black from the pollution coming in. Like it was, it was really gross. But so when we got back, I booked myself an appointment for a massage and a facial because those are my self-care, like after going to Yeah.
I haven't had a professional massage. And I say professional because my husband gives me massages and they're not professional, But, I mean, he does a great job, Yeah. But, I mean, I love those professional massages. They're so good. I fall asleep on the bed, and then the essential oils. Oh, my God. I'm just like, can I just stay here? Can I just sleep and you wake me up the next day? Cause, yeah.
If you
They're so relaxing.
Yeah. If y'all
should get one.
If you struggle with any sort of sinus stuff or like drainage in your face or like your lymphatic system, then a facial is a really good way to go. We were talking about it in the car. Yeah. Because the steam that they put on your face opens you up.
Yeah.
And then they massage your face.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing. But I'll go in there when I have like major drainage backup.
Okay.
And they massage my face and I can just hear my sinus cavities popping and like all the drainage just going.
Wow.
It's heavenly. So
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
I've never, I was telling Teresa earlier that I've never had a facial. And maybe I should. I should try it. I should.
I tell everybody.
Yeah, let's go get facials after this.
Yeah.
Like,
I have my favorite esthetician. at the Hand and Stone right here around the corner from my house. And she is amazing. And she like knows my skin. And I had like cystic acne on my cheek over here that kept coming out. Yeah. And she finally got rid of it. And like now I'll get like I have a zit right now on my cheek.
Which is normal.
Yeah. But it's like it's small. I don't get the cystic acne anymore. Yeah. And she was the one that really helped me realize what was going on. Like
with your skin.
With my life.
No that way. Was just because of that? What?
Yeah. She was like, she saw me 3 or 4 times. And every time I'm like, it's just right here. Like, this is a problem. And she was like, okay, well, let's talk about like your day and your week. And so we started going through it. And
therapy section.
Yeah. With my esthetician. Estheticians, cosmetologists, they're all the best therapists.
My hair, sorry guys, my leg fell asleep.
Oh yeah.
Blood circulation is not taking care of yourself. Anyways. Well, the girl that does my hair, she is, those are all, I guess you can say.
There are therapists. They don't get paid enough. Yeah. I'm telling you. They don't get paid enough.
They don't. Yeah.
But yeah, I was talking to her and she's like, okay, so what do you normally do to like relax? Mm-hmm. And I told her.
What is that?
Yeah. I was like, I haven't been relaxing lately. I'm like, I have literally been like going nonstop. And then I end up taking something to go to sleep because I'm so stressed that my brain can't shut down.
Okay.
And then I would take something to go to sleep and I would pass out, like just dead to the world, right? Wow. And then I would wake up and I would drink coffee and I wouldn't eat until like noon. Okay. And then I would just scarf down whatever I could find because I had to eat before my next meeting. Mm-hmm. And it was just this vicious cycle of like no rest, high stress. Yeah. And like then taking something to go to sleep and then taking something to wake up and then taking something else midday to like keep me going. Okay. But she was like, okay.
So this sounds like a lot of people's lives.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was manifesting in this cystic acne on my cheek primarily because A, the stress.
Yeah.
And B, I was sleeping on my cheek on this side like this. And if you can't see, if you're just listening, I've got my elbow like folded and I would sleep. And
she's putting it against her cheek.
Against my cheek. And I would just sleep like that. And I would wake up like sweating because I was having stressful dreams. Ooh. When I'm really stressed, I'm terrified of snakes, like terrified.
Okay.
I can't even see them on the TV. Like if I see them on the TV, like it makes me scream and I start sweating and my stomach hurts and I like get anxious, even on the TV.
I think you told me that. Yeah. And my phobia is caterpillars. Like I can't see them. I avoid them when I go on nature trails or especially right now in the springtime.
Yeah.
I try not to look too closely to the plants or the trees or even the floor because if I do, because I have really good vision and I will spot them and I will freeze. I would just stay there and it feels like I'm just frozen. It's I don't know. It's weird and it's scary.
Yeah, it's crazy. So whenever I'm really stressed, I have dreams of snakes. And so I will sweat. I will wake up screaming. I will wake up like just completely stressed out. So not only am I stressing during the day, I'm stressing at night. Yeah. And I'm not getting good rest. I'm getting medicated rest. But what people don't realize is a lot of the sleep medications and alcohol and drugs, they suppress your REM sleep. So you don't dream. Like, you don't have full dreams. You don't have full cycles.
And if you don't have full dreams, does that mean you're resting? Or
no, it means you're not resting. Right? Okay. Because your dreams are your brain's way.
You're in a deep sleep and you're,
Yeah, and it's your brain's way of taking everything everything that it learned
Your
that
subconscious?
day. Yes. And it's absorbing everything that you learned.
Right. Okay.
So like I was just taking melatonin, so it wasn't really suppressing my dreams, but it was causing these like crazy dreams. And so I was having these really bad sleep cycles. So I wasn't sleeping right. I wasn't eating right. I was super stressed out. And I was sweating all the time because of all the stress.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay, I can do all the blue light therapy, all the UV therapy. I can do all this stuff. But if you don't start taking care of yourself, all of this is for nothing. And you're wasting $80 twice a month to come see me.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was her.
Yeah.
And she's like, so what do you do for fun? Like, what do you do to decompress? And I was like, when we talked about this in the last episode, like I go outside, I get into community.
The
like
little things that bring you joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she was like, you need to take care of yourself and do those things.
Yeah.
So I came home and I was like, okay, I am not a super vain person. Like, I don't really care about what I look like. Like,
no,
I'm a hot
guys.
Yeah, I'm a hot mess right now.
Like I'm over here trying to sit where I look thinner and like my angles over here, and she's over here just in my PJs, and she's got a mom hairdo. Like I'm a mom too, but Teresa's over here like in her natural habitat. Like she's just embracing it.
I am.
And I wish I was like that because I care and I don't care at the same time. Like, if you know what that means.
Yes. But I'm not like a super vain person. I don't care a whole lot about appearances. Like, I rarely wear makeup. If I do, it's just very simple. Like, and mascara. I always wear mascara. Otherwise, I look like my brother.
You did show me your brother.
I did show. So I always wear mascara. But so that wasn't the driving force behind me needing to get things in order. It wasn't the fact that I had zits on my face. It was the pain of those kinds of zits it hurts. Like they're very painful. And it was having someone else see the stress in my life. And pointing out that my life had become unmanageable.
Because you didn't know. Because it's your day-to-day.
I was in the middle of it.
Exactly. Sometimes it just takes someone from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To be like, hey,
yeah,
you're not taking care of yourself.
And you need to.
Yeah.
Have you showered?
Yeah.
Have you brushed your teeth? That's self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is.
It is.
Like when my stepson died, Desea was so depressed and grieving so hard that doing little things like that, like brushing her teeth, getting out of bed, taking a shower, were impossible. Like they were so daunting to her that it would take all of her energy to even get up and get in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Not even touch anything in the bathroom. Just get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Was hard. And so, of course, like
that just reminds me of when I had my daughter and I was breastfeeding and I was sleep deprived. I was hardly eating and I would forget to shower. I would go on and it was like the third day and I'm like, oh my God, my hair's oily. Like, ooh, I smell. I need to shower. And it's like you don't realize it because you're, I guess, on survival mode.
Yeah. You're going through the motions you're like doing what you got to do to make it to the next day.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait, I'm supposed to eat. I'm supposed to take care of myself because if you don't take care of yourself, how do you go on and how do you take care of others if you're a mom and you or breastfeeding and,
Yeah.
I mean, not everyone has someone there to cook them meals, to remind them like, hey, you need a shower, or hey, but it's very important for you to take
care of yourself. Yeah. And we live in such a busy world that it's so easy to forget.
Yeah.
Growing up in Lubbock, we had a saying for people who moved to Dallas, and we called it Dallasitis.
Dallasitis?
Yes, Dallasitis.
Okay, why?
And it was because we would have friends who would move to Dallas from Lubbock, and the first year, they would still come back and visit. They would still have relationships with us. But then the next year and the year after, we would see less and less of them. Okay. And then we would finally see them again, and they'd be driving the newest, Escalade, and they'd have this giant house, and they'd be doing all these things. And we'd be like, oh, so how are things been? It's been 3 years since we've seen you. Yeah, just working, doing all these things. And then you would go visit them and realize that their lives had been so absorbed with keeping up with the Joneses, keeping up with the next best thing, that they literally went to work, worked, went home, slept, went to work, went home, slept. Like it was just that cycle.
Yeah.
And they no longer did the things that brought them joy. They no longer took time for themselves. Half of them hated their spouses. They were no longer friends with their spouses because they had grown apart. And it can be easy to say, I don't have time for self-care because I'm a mom.
Or I don't have time for you because I don't have time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as a single mom, I didn't feel like I had time to take care of me. I was not a priority. She was a priority. Yeah. Work was a priority. School was a priority. Those priorities took precedence.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started having my back problems that I realized that I had neglected my physical health and my mental health.
Okay.
And now I'm in a hospital room, just had my spine opened up on the table because I didn't take care of myself.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I prioritized everything else.
And sometimes your body just lets you know when, hey, you're doing too much.
Yeah.
You need to slow down.
Yeah.
How about you doing what's best for you? Is that self-care also? Let's say, this doesn't help me grow. This isn't helping me. Or if I go to this place, it takes peace away from me.
Yeah.
Is that's self-care, right?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, you're going to keep hearing us over and over talking about if it takes your peace, it's not worth it. That is, yeah. Okay. So we were talking with friends earlier about how they're extroverts and they're trying to push themselves out of their comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
So there is a time and place for pushing yourself and growing yourself and stretching yourself. But when you've already ignored yourself, put yourself on the back burner, and you are almost to the point of breaking, that is not when you push yourself and go to that party, even though you feel exhausted and
my friends are going to be there. Yeah. I want to go, Mom. All the cool kids are going to be there.
Yes. There have been times. My daughter is an extrovert. Not an extrovert. She's an introvert.
Yeah.
And there have been times when I've told her, you are too tired to go to that party.
You know what? I know. I have to be in bed by a certain time. I have to be in bed by 9 or 9:30, no longer than 10. Yeah. Because I'm tired. And I need to have my 8 hours of sleep or else I won't function well. And I'll be at a friend's house and I'm like, oh, it's almost 8 or 9. And they're like, well, why? Especially on a weeknight, on a weekday, school night. And I'm like, well, I have to go to bed. My kids, they go to sleep at a certain time, and not everyone has a bedtime, but I do. We have a routine because it just works for us, and
So why should we have to explain that to people?
Oh no, I don't always explain it. Since I don't, because but I do go to bed, and I'm like, oh no, I have to, because it is very important for me.
Yeah.
To have a good night's sleep, and my kids too, and that's self-care.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, I will be cranky. That affects my mood. If I don't sleep well, it affects my beauty sleep too.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It does.
It's just, it's so, and I don't always have a good night's sleep, because sometimes I do have those hard nights where I have anxiety or have so much going on that my mind is not stopping.
Yeah.
Or it's just I'm overwhelmed, or but it is very important for you to take care of yourself, and have a moment for you, especially when you're a parent, when you're a teacher, when you're when you're just a human, and you can't do it all. You can't fix everything, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you don't take care of yourself, no one else will. Yeah. And your body will let you know. Mm-hmm. And you will get sick, and you will start maybe coping in different ways.
Yeah. And then you go back to what we talked about in the first episode this season. So what would you, like, if someone has never heard of self-care, self-love, they think it's silly. They're like, oh, that's too woo-woo. That's too spiritual.
Or that's so, I guess you can say it's a hype. It's a thing right now.
It's a trend. It's a fad. Mm-hmm. What would you tell them? How would you tell them to start their self-care journey?
I think for me, I guess for me, it's like, okay, I know that I'm a mom, and I am a teacher as well. And being a mom and being a teacher is not easy.
No,
it's not. Mm-mm. Because you have to be like 110, 120, like available mentally, physically, emotionally, because everyone depends on you, and there's so much on your
at home and at work.
Exactly.
You don't get an off switch.
So I know that if I don't stop to take a deep breath and just do something for me while I'm taking care of these people, I will come to the point where I am exhausted and drained, and I will have a migraine. And that's my body telling me, like, you have not been taking care of yourself. You need to relax.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Yeah. How do you know you need a self-care day or to take care of yourself?
I'm drained. I'm drained. I'm not available for anybody.
Yeah.
Where I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And I always know, because I'll be lightheaded. I'll be annoyed. I'll be overstimulated. I'll be irritated and stressed.
Yeah.
Those are all signs of you not taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, mine are similar. I'll start to get like physically sick. Like I will feel like I have a sinus infection going on.
Yeah.
Or I'll feel like I have a fever, or I'm just so exhausted that I cannot.
Yeah.
Like I work from home. And I usually know when I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't sit at this desk anymore. And I go work from the egg chair that I have in my front living room. I know that I've hit my wall.
Yeah.
But I try to be really diligent of not letting myself get there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to get there, because I shut down.
Yeah.
And so my husband and my kids have come to understand that mommy needs her one day. Yeah. And I need one day to recharge, to do something that I love to do, and to take care of myself, like whether it's getting my nails, my hair done, or just doing something I want to do. Like, for example, getting together for our brunches or our Saturday Bible studies. Those are all my me times. That is self-care and self-love, because I love my family and I want to take care of them. I have to do these things for myself so that I am happy with myself, and that I you know, that's just like, you have to take care of yourself in order for there to be fruit.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you have to have the things that refill your cup.
You have to recharge. And I also want to keep like who I am.
Yeah.
Like, because not only am I a teacher and a mom and a wife and a friend and a sister and a daughter, but I am me. So in order for me to be all those things, I have to have that time to be myself and to do the things I love, because I love myself.
And your kids are going to be gone one day. They're going to be off with their own lives, you know, and it's just going to be you and your husband, or God forbid something happened to your husband. Like, then it's just, what do you do at that point when you've retired and you no longer have the identity of teacher? Like, what do? You have to be rooted in who you are, and you have to hang on to who you are, and taking care of yourself in ways that you enjoy and that recharge you and replenish you. It keeps reminding you of who you are at your core. It
keeps you young and alive, and it keeps you just, I guess, it keeps you grounded. It keeps you just centered. Yeah, in yourself, in your being. So you don't lose yourself in all the chaos, because you don't want to lose yourself. And when you're not yourself, it's like that commercial from the sneakers. You know, the sneakers commercial, like,
oh yeah,
here's the sneaker. You're not yourself when you're
when you're hangry or when you're hungry. Yeah.
And I realized that I have that. When I don't get any sleep and I'm not taking care of myself, I'm not eating properly. Yeah, I will get cranky, and when I get cranky, nobody's happy. I know. So I realized that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping. I need to take care of myself, so I don't put that on others. Yeah.
No, for sure. I think it's so important to know those little things about yourself.
Yeah.
And my daughter gets hangry, and it's not pretty. I'm like, you are not yourself right now. She also gets that way whenever she is not taking care of herself. And I think it's important to have someone in your life who can call you out on that. Yeah. In a loving, non-judgmental way of like, hey, I don't think you're okay.
Sometimes it's good to be alone. Like, sometimes I like to be alone, because that's me saying I need a break. I just need to be alone, because I want to be alone. Like, I just, Yeah.
So,
and that's self-care too.
It is. It is self-care to speak up for what you need and fight for what you need. You know, like, reach out and say, hey, I need this time alone. I need to spend today alone. I need a Snicker bar. I'm hangry. Feed me.
Yeah, really.
So, all right. Well, if anybody is struggling to figure out how to navigate self-care, if you need help working out your own plan for self-care, if you are ready to get unstuck and start growing, Rosie and I are here. We'd be happy to talk to you, do a one-on-one call. You can always schedule those via the link in the show notes. And one of us will reach out to you and see if we can be that voice of reason for you. Be that outside person that comes in and says, hey, I think you need some help dealing with this. I think you need to take care of yourself, and helping you create a plan, a self-care plan, and holding you accountable to it. Yeah. So we're here for you, and thank you for listening.
Yeah. And let us know how we can help you, or, how you can share with us
Yeah.
how you take care of yourself, how you show up for yourself and others, and how do you love yourself? Like, what are ways that you show yourself that you love yourself?
Yes.
Because you loving yourself, it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And taking care of yourself shows that you love yourself. And if you're not taking care of yourself, then it's like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah.
And we can help you.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all be good and have a great week. Talk to you later.
Bye.